Welcome to A2 TV viewers. And then so you share biom. At this time you'll be expecting, as I always said, Obatampa Efia to be on this seat. But she stepped out, so I have to sit in for her. My name is Charles Kwekudo for entry. Popularly known as Openedo 4. Today you are welcome. We have a very popular Ghanaian professor here to talk to us about reimagining opportunities in America. We are all accustomed to certain types of opportunities when we talk about American dreams. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, whatnot, get your own business, get employed by somebody else. What are the other opportunities of 2019 that we're not aware of, that we're probably not thinking about? That's what the doctor and professor is here to enlighten us on these opportunities that we may be missing out on. So today at this hour, we welcome Dr. Professor F.M. Quayson, a certified UK teacher and professor who now teaches at Texas A&M University.
System, yeah.
Doctor, the best introduction is what you do yourself. So, viewers, let's welcome Dr. Quayson. Doctor.
All right, thank you for having me. Well, don't expect to, for me to talk a lot, because I usually don't like talking a lot, especially, I have a camera staring right in front of me,
so. Don't be intimidated.
So, exactly, so there's a lot of pressure, right? It's been a long time since I last came here, and this place has been, incredible, and thank you for hosting me. Appreciate it.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, tell us a little bit about yourself, and I cannot do a better job than you yourself.
You really pushing me to the wall, right? He's really pushing me to the wall. So, how does a person introduce himself or herself? That's a good question. Well, everyone, my name is Frlix Quayson. I am a professor at the Texas A&M University System down in College Station, Texas. I've been incredibly gifted with a lot of opportunities that I created myself. I guess some people would say, oh yeah, someone gave him all these opportunities, but no, I created most of all these opportunities myself, and it's been an incredible journey. I've been blessed with a lot of things, but what I'm mostly happy about is to share all the knowledge, some of the knowledge that I have with me, to you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
So you are in Texas?
I'm in Texas.
How's it over there? Texas Ranger.
Man, Texas is a different ecosystem, right?
Wow.
So this is what I would say. I actually forgot that I was from New York. Actually, no, it's crazy how you go to Texas and you're expecting, people to be mean to you, and you're expecting a warm type of weather, but Texas is not that warm. It gets warm when it gets warm.
Okay.
It gets cold when it gets cold.
You enjoy it over there?
I enjoy it. It's more like a bipolar type of weather, right? It's like it can get warm, and then the next hour it can get really cold. So Texas is a place that will make you actually forget where you came from. It's an incredible state, and I would encourage all the young people to actually move out, experience it. Just move out of your current location and just explore. The universe and this nation is big enough for you to explore.
It is. It is. Being warm this hour and hot and cold the next hour is just being American. So that's what it is over here.
Exactly. It's our current reality. You never get away from it. Yeah.
Say the weather is just like the people's character in this
country.
Flip.
It flips in a minute.
In a minute. Okay. All right. So, what does it feel like teaching at A&M University in Texas?
Man,
as a teacher, as a professor.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's your job like?
Yeah, the job is incredible. Being a teacher is a blessing. I know a lot of people say, teachers are not being paid a lot, and professors, some professors are mean. They won't let you graduate on time and stuff like that. But being a teacher is an incredible blessing. I mean, I come from a generation of teachers in my family.
Okay.
Right? So my grandmother was a teacher, and I'm pretty sure her mother was a teacher too. And I have granduncles, and my mama was actually a people's teacher. I mean, some people
back home in Ghana.
Yeah, back home in Ghana. So it's just an incredible thing that I've been able to go to the Texas A&M University, also influence some of the graduates there, some of the students, to help them steer them into the right path in higher education, because higher education is broad, and most of the time, a lot of people, especially a lot of students, don't know, the type of resources to tap into.
Okay.
So what they need is a truly a good professor who knows what he or she's doing and who can steer them into the right direction.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's like.
But it's busy. It's busy. My day, I will tell you a little bit about my day. My day starts about 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Tell me it ends at 12 p.m.
No, it doesn't. So my day starts at 2 a.m. and it ends at sometimes 11 p.m.
As a professor.
Yes. So think about it. How many hours do I have to sleep?
Wow.
Right?
I was just about to ask you about a typical day for
Exactly.
a professor,
bro. Typical day, I mean, it's
so
just,
basically,
it's
I
just
think
a
you're
lot of
already
work.
taking us into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and because I teach students in China, I teach kids in China also.
Online?
I teach them online.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a little side gig that I have going on.
Side hustle.
Side hustle, I like that. You have to hustle hard. So, I have like a side hustle that I'm doing. I teach them in the middle of the night because, I mean, our time and China time is like 12-hour difference. So I have to be able to keep up with their time there. And,
oh, yeah.
Right. So when I wake up, I teach them. And after that, I basically just go and editing papers and doing research and getting ready for my classes, and also answering students' emails.
Wow.
You'll be surprised.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I have students emailing me at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. I mean, with questions, so it's just like, and I try my best, to really answer them to the best of my ability, and not make sure that, it feels like I'm ignoring this type of students, or I'm not paying attention to this type of students. So I like to give my students all full attention. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Wow. It's not easy. If you're out there thinking that,
I
want to be a professor because professors, they just come to the classroom, they
know.
lecture. Oh, it's so easy. Here you go. You heard it first from the
easy.
professor himself.
Sometimes I feel tired, and sometimes I feel like, oh man, I want to quit. But you can't, It's just like you're already into it. You helping people are benefiting from your service. So it becomes very hard for you to quit at that moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's more to everything than what we see on the surface.
Absolutely.
No. Wow. So, as a professor, in America, I don't know, maybe you are in a tertiary institution, so it's not that hard, but I'm thinking as a Ghanaian, I can never teach an American institution.
Why not?
So I'm thinking about, let's say, primary and high school, and the stories that I hear. I didn't go to school in America.
Oh,
like all the discipline and
exactly.
indiscipline and stuff like that. Probably in the university it's different.
It's different. So let me tell you a story.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought this up. So
right.
It was on Thursday, because I had one of my classes on Thursday, and I was going in, some other class was in there, so I was waiting for the class to finish. Mm-hmm. And then I see some of my students come in, to wait for the class to finish also. And then one of the students looked at me and said, "Professor Quayson, Dr. Quayson, it looks like you were trying to get a haircut, but you didn't finish."
Oh, goodness.
So I was like, what? I was just like, man, this is one of the moments that I'm going to cherish forever. I mean, it was just like spot on, and I was just like, man, I love this.
Wow.
Kids keep you young, they make you laugh. At that time too, I was really, really stressed out. And I was, I needed that laugh to really motivate me to do more. So I kind of appreciate that student.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
So, have other universities been seeking your services in their institution?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've had
I really want to know, like, what is it like to be a professor, and how you get to choose what you call a job, which institution to work for.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I know a lot of people have that same questions that you have, But what I would say is, you have to actually align yourself with a credible university. When I say credible, I mean a lot of schools tend to advertise as being credible, right? In a lot of programs. So sometimes the department that can offer you a job may not have a good reputation.
Okay.
Right? So you have to put that into consideration also. And sometimes the school will have a good reputation, right? But sometimes the department within the school may not have a good reputation, right? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the academia world is very small. You might think, oh, America have over, 5,000 institutions in the U.S.? But when you go to conferences and you meet people, you actually realize that, wow, the academia world is very small.
Wow.
Because I know you, you know him, he knows me, right? And she knows me, and I know her, that type of thing. So it's like a big network of small unit. That's what I would call it in the world. Yeah.
Talking about what Ghanaians call whom you know?
Whom you know, yeah. Come present yourself, whom you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm asking.
So I've had Oklahoma State University reached out. I've had Rutgers University reached out. And one thing that's really interesting about Rutgers is that Rutgers want to I won't mention the program name, but they actually want to they want to go international with one of the programs, right? So they want to dissect or intersect with public policy, human rights, and all these other stuff to it. So they kind of reached out to me and say, hey, we saw your CV, we know what you're doing. You're doing an incredible thing within the academia world, and we would like to have you, join us. And we will, make sure that you get whatever you want, whatever you need. But, I'm kind of looking at the offer like, okay, this could have been better. This could have been better. And I also have University of Southern California. I've had University of San Diego. So the list goes on and on and on, that are looking and have reached out. And I also have international schools, universities, that have reached out too. So, and I've already made my choice right now. So where I want to be. Okay. So it may not be Texas, it may not be Rutgers, it may not be Oklahoma State University, it may not be University of Southern California, but I think I've made my choice, and I think viewers or people on my Facebook will know pretty much soon. Yeah.
So in that case, if you were to advise any professor out there, young professor who's looking to step into teaching in the university, that means the advisors do not just look at the school. Oh, it's Rutgers. Oh, it's but also look in the program, the very faculty where you're going to work.
It's a good thing that you just mentioned, because you know what, Columbia University, for example, found it really hard to place the English PhD graduates. So meaning students that graduate with a PhD in English at Columbia University mostly were not placed into faculty positions. Usually all these Ivy Leagues would have like first shots, because most institutions will prefer like, oh, Ivy League, oh, come. But they really found it hard. And it's because the English department doesn't have that much of a good reputation.
Wow.
But Columbia University has a good reputation. So it's something that, people have to look into.
Consideration is to be put into it.
Right, because the English department at Columbia, I don't know what's going on, but they really need to turn things around and help the graduates land more faculty positions.
So reimagining opportunities in America, which is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
So like I said, there may be a young professor
who's out there.
Is being sought after by so many universities. You have to look into the faculty department where you're going to be and all of that. Now, as I said in the introduction, American opportunities.
Right.
Go to school, get a degree.
Buy a dog.
Get a job.
There's nothing wrong with that,
right? Get a job. Is that what it is? What are you here to tell us? in 2019,
Right.
if we are to reimagine the opportunities, if we are to think opportunities of the United States of America in 2019,
Yeah.
where are some of the places that we need to look for that we may not be looking into?
Listen, that's a clever question, right? It's like $1 million question that a lot of people are looking to, find an answer to. So, this is what I'm gonna start by saying, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna start by saying this: America is as big and vast as the universe. I mean, I know it kind of sounds like a cliche statement, but it's really big. And what I mean by
You are being very American.
yeah, I'm being very American. Right?
America is the world, and the world is America.
I'm being very American right now. So, when I say America is very vast and big, I'm talking about mostly the economy, right? Because right now, the economy is actually good,
Okay.
right? But how you measure good is another argument by itself, right? How you measure good. But we will get into it.
I want to know. I want to know your measure of good.
Exactly. How we measure good is a different argument that we will get into. So one of the things that we can say is that real estate, there are many ways and things that people can do to actually become, financially independent.
Okay.
You may not become a millionaire, but you may become financially independent.
Okay.
And that's through real estate investment, right? Real estate investing and investing in other things like properties and other businesses, ideas that you think will be very valuable for you and your family. And I think a lot of people are missing out. So the better question, right, is that how come people are not becoming millionaires doing real estate investment? Or how come people are not becoming millionaires doing investment?
You tell us now.
Exactly. Now we getting into it, right?
Right.
So the better question to answer is that people actually are ignorant or they don't know the fundamentals, the basics of real estate investing, right?
Okay.
And the basic and the fundamentals are these. First, you have to educate yourself. I know some people will say you have to start with a business plan. You need a business plan.
Okay. Which is what I probably think.
You need a business plan, right? But I would say first you need to educate yourself.
Okay.
Right? Because you need to have that knowledge phase before you can actually go to the writing phase.
Okay.
Right? So educate yourself. You first have to know all the tax advantages, the cash flow, the positive cash flow, and also the business ideas of the real estate. First of all, you don't need to know everything before you can get into it.
Just know the basics.
Just know the basics, know the knowledge of the industry, and sometimes if you work also in the industry, is a better chance for you to know more about the real estate investment industry.
Okay.
But I would say educate yourself. You can educate yourself through magazines, blogs, vlogs. They have vlogs now, which is video. Blogs is like business vlogs. Now they have vlogs. So you can learn through workshops, seminars. You can go to college campuses and go to the entrepreneurship centers. You can talk to your friends that are in the real estate industry and business. Just get the knowledge accumulation first. And then after you get all of that, you know all about the tax advantages, the positive cash flow, you know about the real estate investing laws, right? The legal aspect of it is very important too.
Right.
And then you go into the next phase, which is the business plan.
Okay.
Right. Now you got to put together. You've gotten all these knowledge, and now you are asking yourself, "Wow, I feel like $1 million right now."
Right.
Information is key, and it's knowledge. So I have all this knowledge. Now, how do I put this into practice? Right. And then you have to start putting words to paper. You just start writing, and you come up with a business plan. Now, a lot of people write business plans that are unrealistic.
Unrealistic.
Yes. Your business plan has to be realistic. It has to be something that you can achieve, right? Not something that you are hoping to achieve, right? Something that's like within your reach, measurable. So I'm going to come up with, it's a term First of all, you have to know the real estate terms, right? To have the knowledge, and then you go to the business plan. And then it's a term called SMART. It's SMART.
Okay.
And I have it here, and I wrote it down. Which is be specific, be measurable, be achievable, realistic, and timely. Right? Right? Because a lot of real estate business plans, or a lot of business plans that people write, are so unrealistic. So unrealistic. And, you know, you have to put in your financial plan, your financial measures, your long-term, short-term goals, and all of that. And then after you get all the, you know, knowledge, educate yourself, and then you come to the business phase, right? Now you're like, okay, man, I got my business plan together. Now, so what's next? So the next thing is, writing the business plan, it's another step towards your goal. Now you have to know your local market. You have to understand your local market, right? So we are what, in Newark, New Jersey?
Newark area,
right? So if I have all these real estate investment knowledge, and I put down a business plan, and I look at my community and say, Newark, New Jersey, let me start from here. Let me know my local, you know, environment. Know
what they need.
Exactly what they need, the tax laws, the tax advantages, the leverage, the positive cash flow, and all of that. So I need to know all of this. So knowing your market, your local market, is very important. And some people can choose to go international. Like I choose to go international too. So that's a different argument. Some people would choose to go international.
But I'm sure as a beginner.
I know, as a beginner, you have to. My
local.
advice would be local. You know, as a beginner, just go local. And then if you think you have Superman wings, then you can go international, right? But now you have like baby wings, so just take baby steps and know your local market. That's very important. A lot of people don't choose or have time to know their local market, so they end up having many errors in their investment, or they don't necessarily tend to get the money that they actually put in the investment.
Or even hope for.
Right, hope for. So after you educate yourself, you write your business plan, you sit down to understand or know your local market, and then you move into something called, you have to build a team. A team of real estate professionals, right? Oh, a team of professionals. Now, you may ask yourself, what is this guy talking about? I mean, what kind of team?
I'm going to do this by myself.
I know, right? You can say, I can do this by myself. Unless, you know, you are some type of alien that knows everything in life, sure, you can do that by yourself. But I would say, you do an investment in real estate, you need a team.
You need a lawyer.
Right? You need a lawyer. That's one of them. That's one of them in the team. You need an accountant. You need you need a lawyer. You need an accountant. You need a business manager. You need a real estate manager, someone who can manage your things for you. And then once you have all these things, I think I have the name here. You need an accountant. You need a solicitor. You need builders, okay? And then you need lawyers, you need mortgage brokers, okay? And you need home inspectors.
Right?
Good, right? You need all of that. So once you get that, maybe you can start having like weekly meetings or monthly meetings, depending on how fast or how soon you really want to, you know, take your business off the ground. Just have weekly meetings or monthly meetings. And then, you know, you guys can talk about things in the business plan, how you can achieve it, how you can measure it, how you can be specific, and how your goals can be attainable, right? Wow. And then after that, you go into what's called, after you have you educate yourself, you write your business plan, you understand your local market, and then you build a team of professionals, right? Then you go into the next phase, which is the fifth phase of buying your first property. Oh my God. You look at yourself like, wow, this is the day I've been waiting for. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Now I'm at this stage and I want to buy my property.
That's right.
Right?
You're ready.
Exactly. A lot of people just can't wait. And sometimes a lot of people don't even go through the steps that I just mentioned. They just jump into it. And that's the mistake that they make. And when they get to buying a property, they're like, I don't know this term. What is this term? What is that? So not knowing, not educating yourself would actually hurt or cost you in the longer run. Because when you jump all the way to the fifth phase and you go out to buy a property, you may end up paying more to get a lawyer right? And paying more to get other services.
And now you can go
Right.
back because
Yeah,
you
you
already
can go
probably
back.
invested already
Exactly.
in it.
You've
Spend some
invested
money.
already in it, right? So yeah, you really need that. And even buying your first property, don't just say to yourself, "Oh, I put this team together so I can do whatever I want." No, it's a teamwork. So you have to let everyone chip into it, right? You have to let everyone provide a professional knowledge,
That's right.
right, on how your investment will go, how you will make more, actually not losing more money. So that's very critical, right? So don't have a team and just put your team aside and say I can do it all by myself, right? And the next phase after you buy your first property is for you to buy more properties.
Right.
Right? So you make a lot of revenue from your first property, and then you with your team and you manage it well, you gain more, and the more money that you get, you actually end up buying more properties.
Reinvest.
You reinvest, you buy more properties. Now the seventh phase that I would say is you have to diversify your real estate portfolio.
Okay.
A lot of people don't do that,
Okay.
right? A lot of people tend to stick with, oh, I just want to be in commercial real estate, right? Or I just want to be in residential real estate. But you have to diversify your portfolio. That's how you avoid risk, and that's how you minimize the risk. I should say you minimize the risk because, when the housing market fluctuates all the time, right?
Right.
Right? It's not constant. We saw what happened in 2008. We saw what happened in 2012, or what happened in the future. We all anticipate, right?
Right.
So the housing market is not constant, and it fluctuates all the time. So that's the benefit of having a diversified real estate portfolio. So for any college student,
Okay.
any college student can get into it. Don't just say to yourself, "Man, look at him, man. He's worth $1 million. Of course he can afford it."
Right. You can start with a little.
You can start it with little or no money.
Okay.
You just have to have the right education.
We've
and the
been
right
hearing
mindset.
that a lot. Starting a real estate business with or no money. Is it really true?
It's really
We
true.
want to ask you.
It's really true because if you look at a guy that I mentioned before to you, Grant Cardone, he mentioned that he got into real estate really late. I mean, in his life, and now his real estate portfolio is worth over $1 billion.
Billion.
Right?
With a
Billion with a B, not not with an M, with a B. He's like waving the Billy, the Billy wave. And he started. He said, I read one of his interviews, and he said he started with just $3,000.
3,000.
Right? But I'm just telling you that if you are a recent graduate and you happen to land a job, or your parents happen to provide for you, just make sure that you ask your parents for the right money, not to go to clubbing or strip club. Just make sure you ask your parents, "Hey, mom, dad, uncle, auntie, I need 5G or 10K to really invest in a property." I mean, if I had a child that came up to me and said, "Daddy, I need 20K to invest in a property," I'd be like,
Not
wow.
deprive them.
I'd be like, this is hallelujah. I mean,
Have that mindset.
Exactly.
To even just have that mindset.
Just to even have that mindset to approach me and say, "Hey, I also want to make my life. I want to, be better. I want to make money. I want to invest because I'm thinking about the long term." And that's what, people, especially people like in our community, we should start looking into, because now real estate is the new way to reimagine opportunities in the U.S. The old ways are all gone. It's never coming back.
Okay.
It's okay. You can buy your dogs. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with buying dogs. It's actually good. I'm actually going to get one myself in the future. But what I'm saying is you have to be serious, and you have to start reconsidering different ways within the economy right now, because people will always need a place to stay.
That's right.
Companies will always need a place to do business, and it's never going away, right? But if we invest it, have the right knowledge, know the real estate terms, the tax laws, everything will come to us like in no time, and we will be able to make our lives financially independent, help our future kids and their future kids. And I mean, look at what a lot of millions and billionaires are doing. They basically have the right investment for their children. Their children will never, be poor, or they will never lack anything. And that's the kind of mindset that we need in our community.
So I'm a student.
I'm also a student.
I have a full-time job. How
Yeah.
much time
Yeah.
does one have to? Do I have to quit my job
No, you don't.
in order to do real estate?
So
As a student, can I do this part-time? How part-time can I do this?
that's a
If
good
indeed,
question.
if I get you well, real
Yeah.
estate is
Yeah.
the new where the opportunities
It's
are
the new
now.
opportunities.
That's where people need to think. That's where
where-
people need to be.
That real estate alone is making a lot of people become millionaires in the economy more than any other sector within the economy.
Wow.
Exactly. And real estate is like fastly approaching, making people more millionaires in the economy more than any other sector of the economy, right? So it's worth investing in it. And if you're working, don't quit your job. If your job is providing money for you, paying your bills, treat it with the utmost respect.
Okay.
Don't treat it with I'm just doing this. But I will mention to you that your job is not your trying to get into real estate and do an investment. It's not your side hustle, because if you treat it as a side hustle, you will end up losing money and you will end up not knowing more about your investment.
Okay.
But if you treat it just like your full-time daytime job,
Okay.
right, then you tend to, it's something about the human spirit, right?
Okay.
It's all about a priority. If I put you as a priority, I would definitely call you every time, know how you feeling and all of that. I would treat you well. You need money, reach out to me and all of that. Right? But if I don't put you as a priority, right, I may end up just calling you every Christmas.
Right.
Hey, happy Christmas. Oh, yeah, I saw you a year ago. Yeah, happy Christmas. So it's something about the human spirit that if we prioritize things that, are important to us, we tend to get more out of it. And I would highly encourage young people to get into it. Get into it with the little investment, $2,000, $5,000. Get a group of friends, get together, reason together, educate yourself, come up with a business plan, and go the whole 9 yard. Because you will never regret. I actually, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you seen anyone that has ever invested in real estate ever regret it, except for the ones that don't learn and they just jump ship. They just jump to conclusion. They don't really take time to know the fundamental basics and they just jump into
Right.
it. But have you ever seen someone complain about, investing in real estate and they did it well and they ever regret it?
That was Warren Buffett.
He said he ever regret it?
He made too much money.
He made too much money. I like that. I like that.
No, for real, I think it's true. I think they are on top of the
Exactly.
economic game.
They are on top of the economic
Yeah.
game, right? So it's about time that we need to steer ourselves into it, right? Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It's an eye-opening that real estate is the place to be. Is the sector to look into.
Absolutely. Things that are important to us, we tend to get more to it with the little.
All right. So my question to you is, and to recap some of the things that you said before I even go on my question, it means that if I can understand what you were trying to tell us is that real estate is the place to look into.
There's a place.
But it needs some care. You need to
Absolutely.
devote some time for it.
Absolutely.
Not to say that you should do it full time.
Nope.
Not to say that you should quit your job.
No, don't quit your job.
To do only real estate. You can start it part time.
If you want to quit your job, send me all the checks. I would happily take all your checks.
Not to say you should quit your job.
Yeah.
But if you decide to go into real estate, show it some love. You have
Show
to
it some
devote.
love.
You have to devote
take it
some
with
time
care because
for
that's
it.
your baby.
Yeah.
That's gonna be your baby for the rest of your life.
And listening to you, it looks like making a mistake is easy.
Making a mistake is very easy.
You have to learn the basics.
Yep.
Don't jump to the end.
Don't
You just don't think of how much money you can make without knowing the basics of it.
Exactly.
The team and everything, as you said. Because a lot of times, all of us, we get ourselves into things and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know I have to do all of these things.
Exactly.
All of these things are involved.
The bias remorse, right? The
Right.
bias remorse
Exactly.
is very true.
And as you rightfully said, then you're gonna regret it, and you cannot get out of it because now you're already heavily invested in it.
Yes.
Money, time, everything. So take your time to study it.
Yeah.
Get your team together. Get the knowledge before you jump into
I
it.
agree. Absolutely.
So now that it seems like the opportunities of yesterday are not the same as the opportunities of today.
It's not. And it's never coming back.
And
I'm
as
gonna
you
point
said
out.
it, and I think you said it. that is
Opportunities were never coming back. You know, now it's about time that we need to create our own opportunities.
So in this case, if I am about to go to college, what will be your recommended subject or course, which goes hand in hand with investing, especially in real estate?
Okay.
Which also I can put in that basically, how is the current education landscape, and does the current economic trend have something to do with it?
It does. It does. That's a great question. Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. That's an intelligent question, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah, so the current trend of the economy has everything to do with what is going on in education right now.
Okay.
Right? So currently in the U.S., we have about 250,000 fewer students that are going to colleges, right? Or that are enrolled in colleges. Now, that 250,000 students, the number, you know, it actually affects every sector within education. We're talking about state schools, private schools, for-profit, you know, other educational institutions. The reason, remember I told you that the economy is good, but how you measure good is another
How you
argument.
measure good is
Another argument.
I haven't forgotten it. You were going. I was going to get you to get your measurement.
Now, usually when the economy is really good, right, students tend to go out and work. They leave their educational coursework and they say goodbye to the institution and they go out and work because the economy is good. They can find a job. Now, it's a double-edged sword, and I will get into it, what the double-edged sword is. So, community colleges have 100,000 fewer students that are currently enrolled than previous years. And it's not really something that institutions are doing bad. It's just the economy is good, and the economy plays a big role. And then you have, when you come to other sectors, because community colleges are really skill-based training degree programs or institutions that help employers to be able to fill their positions within their companies. Now, a lot of people are not going to colleges, 100,000 fewer, so they're going into the economy and grabbing any job that they want. So these are the people that have some sort of college education but no degree.
Okay.
You get the whole concept? So they're going out into the economy. That's what I said. How you measure good is a different argument, right? The economy is good, no doubt about that, but how you measure good is a different argument. So these people are going into the economy, right, all over the U.S. Since, and I will mention this, since, so the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center have been tracking college enrollment by student for a very long time, and they recently came out with a new data. I think the second week of December, which is very recently, and they actually said that more than 250 students, fewer students are going to college, and it's a problem. So I call this the perfect storm, right? It's a perfect storm. Why is it a perfect storm? And we will get to it.
I want to know.
Exactly, we will get to it because students are going out in the economy because the economy is good and they're getting jobs. So they're basically grabbing any job that they can have, right? And
is it because the jobs are paying better now?
The jobs are not even paying better.
Wow.
Jobs are not paying even better.
Just because there are jobs available.
Exactly. Just because jobs are available and just because they need to feed their families. And they need to have money to pay bills
right
or
away,
to do whatever investment that they want. So they tend to go out in the economy. So if people are not going into these colleges and universities, like community colleges, then employers are really going to get a hit down the line in the future, right? Because the demands of skilled workers are going to be fewer.
Shortage.
And that's where the economy is going to be hit down the line in the future. Maybe not now, but in the future.
Right.
Because a lot of jobs, these jobs will be empty and no one will be filling it.
Wow.
And then the people that actually went out to the economy, if a recession happens to happen today, they will be hit the most because they don't have any degree to back themselves, or they don't have any skills to back themselves. They just went out in the economy, grabbed any job, and then the job that they grabbed is all gone. So now they have nothing to rely on, but they have to go back to college. And this is what happened in 2011, where the nation recorded its highest enrollment in colleges across the nation. Because 2011 was nearing the end of the recession, the 2008 recession, right?
Yes.
So if you look at it, President Obama spent pretty much a presidential term trying to fix the economy.
Yeah.
Basically, he spent a presidential term just trying to fix the economy. So sometimes I know he doesn't get a lot of credit, but sometimes, you have to give where credit is due, So the perfect storm is, now colleges are losing students. So they look at the student body and say, oh, we don't want to lose any more of you guys. So how do we attract you guys to stay within our schools, right? And a lot of private colleges are being forced to close because of the enrollment shortages.
Wow.
And it's happening all across the board in every education sector. State schools are failing it, private schools are failing it, for-profit schools are failing it. It's like a big crisis, and it's something that it's not easily solved. You have to be creative to even get to it, right? So a lot of colleges are looking at creative recruitment. And what is creative recruitment? So in the 1970s and the 80s, right, when the economy was good, this same thing happened. Mm-hmm. And when it happened, it was a group of people that saved the higher education industry. Guess what? Guess what, people?
What happened? Who are they?
Yeah,
Women.
Yeah, because because people weren't going to school, and people were out in the economy working, and a lot of colleges targeted women, right? That we need to get more women into colleges, but now we have more women in colleges now, so that resource has been tapped. So they're looking at, guess who are they looking next? They're looking at minorities. They're looking at first-generation college students.
Minorities.
Right? Yeah, minorities and first-generation college students. So they're looking at first-generation college. So when they go out into recruitments, they're like, okay, they basically target the people that are the first to go to college within their family, or they don't have any college education at all. Those are the people that universities are targeting now, right? Because that's the only thing they can get their hands on.
Wow.
Now, another group of people that colleges are also targeting now is people with college education but no degree.
College education but no degree.
And we have 36 million of them.
Wow.
In the U.S. That people who have gone through college, but they don't have a degree. Meaning they just went for college education because the economy was good. They went out and they never came back. So a lot of universities and colleges are like, oh, how do we target these people?
Okay, that's what I was about to.
Exactly. How do we target these people? And these people are very often difficult to target, right? Because if you look at adults, what is it that we have so many buttons, right? We have family, we have child care, we have business, we have community engagement. Yeah. We have, other things that, we change our addresses like every 5 months. We change our phone numbers. If someone, try to annoy us, we change our phone numbers. So it's very hard for colleges and universities to get a hold of these 36 million people who have some sort of college education but no degree. Right? And then looking at the state of Michigan alone, Michigan graduates about 100,000 students every year.
Per year.
But guess what? 1 million of people who had some sort of college education but no degree are living in the state of Michigan. So out of the 36 million, 1 million of that number is living in the state of Michigan alone. Wow. So if you have 100,000 students and you have 1 million of people with college but no education, so this creates a perfect storm for colleges. Like, okay, with every one high school student, we can match with 10 adults who have some sort of college education but no degree. So it becomes something that, you know, I termed it creative, and other people may term it creative recruitment also. And another thing was that a small college in Boston, right? It's called Pine Manor College.
Pine Manor.
Yeah, it started in 1911 as a women's college, right? Small college. And it had about, fast forward, I think it became co-ed recently. Okay. And they had fewer than 350 students. 350 students.
That's it.
And it's probably
the whole
institution, 350 students. So you can already imagine that the faculty put a lot of work, right, for the students.
Right.
They recruit them and they make sure that they fight for them to get whatever aid or financial necessary for them to continue their education. So the Pine Manor College president, right, went all the way thousands of miles to Texas. And now he visited high schools in Texas. And then he started advertising the high schools. And then when he started doing that, right now, Pine Manor College consists of 6% Texans.
6% Texans?
6% Texans. So meaning the college university president's effort to go out to high schools in different parts within the U.S. and in different states are really paying off. Because right now they have about 6% Texans that are enrolled in the school right now.
So if I understand your perfect storm, it means this is the best time to get into
the
university because
this is the best time because they
are looking for people. They need people. Okay.
They need people.
So, I mean, I'm surprised to hear that.
Because think about it, states are not putting money into institutions or higher education that they used to.
Okay.
So when states are not putting in a lot of money, what happens? And tuition goes up. And when tuition goes up, even people who can afford to pay their kids' tuition are looking, is it really worth it? You know, do I need to pay $30K for my kid to get this college education? Or do I need to put my kid in a trade school where my kid can actually end up getting more money and will be paid to study to get a trade skill? So all of that creates the perfect storm. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Doc, thank you very much, Professor. I think it's been a blessing having you on this program, and some of the things that you are teaching us and enlightening us on are very, very important. I mean, all of them. And we are very thankful for you.
Absolutely.
Showing up. This is A2 TV, as indicated earlier. It is Obra Show, and at this time, we will take a little commercial break. As the doctor takes a little sip of water, we are thankful for him being with us today. So at this hour, we'll remind you that the CLF Foundation, which is the Counselor Luttrell Foundation, is still urging us all to look into the foundation which helps people with diabetes, with medication, equipments, and everything in Ghana. So we urge you to support such a good cause, right? Bomodiana Boa, Dr. Counselor Luttrell's Foundation. Foundation is not about him. To help people with diabetes in Ghana. I think in Ghana, here's a kind of a moano in all our daily internal. So I also say the feel good services. And also, yen support na yen shemu, and yen really to support it. A boy in Nepal with self-esteem issues, mental health issues, and stuff like that. Into feel good services and so. Ube huno YouTube, any Facebook, any other. Yes, that's YouTube. Sorry, feel good services. Senya yekano. Ye bomon kaya say. So how be you don't have to be your friend saying sebi. What dream how and son was seeking mental health. Senya debi kano. Intina hono so no. Edamase A2 TV. Sabre yebeko so atwanso. Doctor ye mwakwa baby. So you are talking about shortage of students
Right.
in the tertiary institutions now.
Mhm.
If that is the case, does that mean that it's easy now to get like a scholarship to go into school? Since a lot of people, I'm sure, are not applying. But I'm very, very surprised to hear the first time
Yeah.
that when the economy is good, people tend not to go to school.
Right. So, when the reverse happens, when the economy is bad, people tend to enroll in school.
Yeah, because like,
they have
I need a
Exactly.
trade, I need a scale, I need this.
They are reminded by the economy.
Right, you are reminded
That's
by the
what I'm saying.
economy.
What the
At
people
year my refia in the tree land palace.
Exactly.
At year my refia.
So when the people that are grabbing any jobs that they can find now, when something happen in the future, they will be hit with that, because a degree actually, or a trade skill, will actually help you to weather the storm when it comes to recession. Meaning you can have many different options, to look into when a recession happens. So the people that are not, really going to school and finishing up their degrees will be hit. And now we have what the data shows, the National Student Clearinghouse shows that 60% of people that start college education finish within 6 years. So it's actually good.
Okay.
Because a lot of colleges are now saying, we don't want to lose you. We don't want
right.
the ones that we
already have.
To go, because it's really hard to even recruit the people that we want to recruit. So now, how do we track you? How do we provide the counseling, the services for you to make sure that you're on the right path to graduate maybe within 4 years or 6 years? And it's actually working. Now we have 60% of nationwide students that are graduated within 6 years.
Wow.
Really good.
So, in that case, my question is that when the economy is good, people don't go to school that much.
Yeah, they don't.
So, as a professor and as an educator, would you say a good economy is really good for the economy when education level seems to drop?
That's a clever question. No, it's actually a good question. Just like what I said, I think in the future, we're going to get hit by it, because we're going to have all these jobs that are coming up. And then what's going to happen is
Don't
people
have the
will
skilled
not...
workers.
Exactly. We're not going to have the skilled workers, because what people left, they left and went into the economy and just found whatever job that they can find to pay the bills. So now we are in the future with the reality of, why are these jobs sitting open? Why are these positions sitting open? Because we don't have the skilled workers. We don't have the right people with the certification to go into it.
So are graduates finding it easy to land jobs on the field that they went to school for now in this current landscape?
That's another good question. I think what graduates are finding out right now, and when they graduate and they go out into the economy, is, wow, my degree alone is not enough to land me a job. And that's true. That's true of any other degree. A degree alone is not enough to get you a job. So right now, my advice to people is that having a degree is a different thing, right? But looking for a job is domain specific, right? Meaning you have to have the right skills in order for the employer to hire you, right? So I would say go to boot camps, workshops, learn your industry, trade skills, so that you can be more employable, right? Because a lot of people think, I have a degree in public health, so I know everything about public health. Oh, I can cure or diagnose or do whatever, right? That's a big laughable. You have a degree doesn't mean you know everything about an industry. And then the industry or the type of company that you may be looking for a job with your public health degree may have a different agenda altogether. So you have to learn about the trade skills within your industry. Make sure you are, some people say, versatile. And, make sure you know everything that you're doing. So learn your industry skills, trade skills, and add it to your resume, add it to your degree. Because I always believe that the degree doesn't make the man. The man makes the degree worth it. Right? If you have a degree, if anybody comes up to me and say, "Oh, I have an Ivy League degree," that's BS. That's bullcrap to me. To be honest, it's just like, I want to know what you are made up of, right?
That's right.
And everybody will tell you. They will say, "Oh, I know about this, but if you ask them, what do you say about yourself? They're like, oh, I haven't actually sat down to actually, think about what I really want to do with my degree. A lot of graduates tend to go through that.
Just have a piece of paper in their hand.
Just have a piece of expensive paper, and so you really need to take time, reflect on where you want to go, learn, target that specific domain of skills, learn it. If it's certification, go for it. It's nothing wrong with you having a bachelor's degree and going for certification. No, it's nothing. It's actually good. Because employers will look at you and say, oh, you have additional knowledge, right? Because, a certification is more like an advanced certificate.
Okay.
So, just learn the skills.
So that leads us to a question that Kwekumboma, one of our viewers, is asking, says, so Doctor, how does the trade school also help the economy? And also, how is it important as the universities and the college? I mean, basically, trade school versus universities and colleges. Trade school.
So universities. This is what I would say. So I'm not even gonna bash Texas A&M University.
Texas University is looking at you. So you better watch
the Texas premier university. I'm not bashing you, okay? But sometimes reality gotta meet hope, right? So. What I'm saying, so it's a good question that the viewer brought. These are the difference between trade schools and universities. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you one stark difference. So one stark difference is you will spend about $60K or $50K getting a university degree, right? Mm-hmm. But I may spend only $6K, which is $6,000. But you spend $60K, $60,000 just to get a college degree, right? And I spent only $6,000 just to get a trade skills, or just to go to trade school. Remind you, when I come out of trade school, I'm making $85,000. Right away, or 65, or a good number, more than what you would make with a bachelor's degree, right? So I didn't put in a lot of debt.
That's right.
If I'm 24 or 25-year-old, I'm coming up banking a lot of money, and I can do a lot of investments. Right?
Buy a lot of houses.
Right? Become the real estate mogul, right?
That's the university graduates dream of. Only dream of.
Exactly. So I call the next generation after the millennials, right? The Generation Zs. They are really smart because they are the digital native, right? And they were looking at the mistakes that millennials made when they went to colleges. And they were saying to myself, my older sister had this amount, amounts of debt. I don't want that. I want to be debt free, right? So that's what the Generation Z's people are looking at. And they're like, if college education doesn't guarantee you the job that you really want,
that's right,
then I'm gonna go to trade school and do whatever that I really want. And right now you have a lot of creative students running around with skills. So they tend to go into these trades, and a lot of jobs in the economy are really trade skills. That you need to have the right trade skills in order for you to perform in these jobs. So the Generation Z people are doing is they end up going to trade schools instead of a college, right? They all get the same education. They end up with a degree too at a trade school, a certificate or whatever. Right. Some trade schools even pay you to even learn. Right. You get a salary.
Wow.
Yeah, and
while studying.
While studying. Most of it are union jobs, meaning you come up with pension. You get an increased pay every year. Tell me, do you get that in a college? Hell freaking no. You don't get that, right? So these people, the Generation Z people, are making, I would say in the future, that we're going to have a lot of trade graduates from the Generation Z more than degree graduates. Because they're going to be, these people are smart. I'm not saying they're smarter than millennials, but
right.
I mean, they're smart in their own ways that they're actually looking at a different option than the millennials looked into. So.
Wow. So since you seem to talk a whole lot about economy.
Yeah.
How was the economy under President Obama compared to this of President Bush? And how does it factor in, under President Trump, Obama and Trump?
Yeah.
And how does it factor? And how is it important in our economic decisions?
It's very true. Oh, that's a good question. So, we all know Obama came into office of a hot mess. I mean, it was just a hot mess. And he passed a stimulus bill, I think about over $900 billion to save the economy.
Right.
And like I mentioned before, he spent a whole presidential term trying to help the economy, revitalize. Right? So we got to give him credit for that. Now, what he should have never said was that, and this is something that I always critique Obama on, that I think during some of his speech and town hall debates when Trump was running for office, he basically said, I don't want to mention the guy who's running for office's name, but the jobs that he's talking about are never coming back. That was the grave mistake that he said, because the jobs that he said, Trump is actually bringing them back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so, he said we're not coming back.
Exactly. So under Obama had weeks of interrupted success, meaning the economy under Obama was developing okay, but it was interrupted, right? From weeks after weeks after weeks. Under Trump, there is no interruption going on. So Trump is having a whole year of no interruption, right? Getting all the trade deals or whatever he's getting. And under Obama, it was a lot of interruptions. So when you look at, I said, the economy is good. How you mention good is a different debate or a different argument. So under Trump, people are saying Trump's economy is not good. I mean, because you have people that are just grabbing any job, and the job is not even paying them enough. Right? So you have more Americans working 2 or 3 jobs. So does it mean it's good?
Nope.
Right?
Hardship's still around.
Hardship is still around. Hardship is not going to go away anytime soon because we had the recession. The recession was what, 2008? That's a few years ago, right?
Yep.
And we still sometimes we're still feeling the effects of it.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes a family that saved up so much gets a whole decade of wealth wiped away, right? And then they have to rebuild, right? And like I said, how we measure good. Right now, the economy is good per the the National Student Clearinghouse data, research data. That's what people are in the economy, grabbing any job that they can. But we need to be careful how we measure good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So, for the graduate who find it hard to land a job, what would be your advice to them?
The advice that I would say is, don't be complacent. Don't think that you have a degree, so you're the Superman. Degrees don't make you the man. You have to make the degree worth it. If it's after chasing after a skill, because you're not going to learn all the skills that you learn in college. Like I said, skills are very domain specific. So if I'm coming into Microsoft and I learned about basically just writing codes on paper, and now I have to do the real coding, on a computer. And if you don't know how to do it, just go to a boot camp. Learn how to do it. There's really nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It's not an embarrassment. The only embarrassment is you thinking that it's an embarrassment.
You're bigger than that.
Yeah, if you think you're bigger than that, then a lot of opportunities will pass you by. But if you really want to get yourself into it, and just go after the skills, the workshops, go after the things that is going to get you to the top job that you want. Getting a degree doesn't guarantee you're going to make $100,000. Even getting a PhD doesn't guarantee you're going to make $100,000. It's all about your skill set and your resources that you put into your degree. That university would say, oh, okay, this person really, have the necessary skills and will be beneficial in different aspects within the department. So maybe he's worth this, So.
Getting a degree won't guarantee you $100,000 job.
It won't.
But real estate, do it yourself.
Do it yourself, and the good thing, I'm glad you brought it back again. So, you will get a degree, right? Mm-hmm. And you basically go for employment, and they tell you, hey, you are worth $50K for a bachelor's person, right? And mind you, that's a year you're gonna actually hit that 50K within 1 year. So January to December. Now, if you invest in real estate or you invest in a business, right? You're getting paid every day.
Getting paid every day.
Even if it's $12 every day, a whole year, you're gonna end up making $1 million. So I would prefer people to choose real estate investment, businesses investment, and then your degree is good. I'm not saying it's not good.
Right.
You know, listen, I have a lot of degrees.
But attach some of these things to it, at least.
Attach the knowledge. Go all the way. You know, don't limit yourself. Don't be comfort where you are. You know, your comfort zone will actually fail you. But go out your way. Be everywhere. I like to say, people are like, man, Felix is everywhere. You know, I like that. I'm everywhere. That's good. Actually, I'm learning. I'm a student. That's what you said. I'm a student myself, right? I'm a student. I will always be a student. I will always see myself as a student. You know, I would never see myself as graduating from knowledge. I'm a scholar. That's what we do.
That's right.
You know, researchers, that's what we do. We learn. We never stop learning.
Wow, viewers. So, here we have it. The professor has spoken. He has enlightened us. And I think he's well deserving of his accolades. The doctor professor.
Oh, God.
And as he said, and I agree with him, you may not make so much from having a degree.
Never.
Your job may be good.
It was never intended for you to make a lot from your degree.
You are only, what you call, guaranteed a job. They said it's J-O-B, just over broke. I didn't make it up. Just over broke. So what the doctor is saying, if you feel you're not making enough, look somewhere else.
In a different place to be successful.
If we are all thinking of reimagining American opportunities in 2019, basically the sector that he recommends is real estate. Let's look into it, and I'm sure, like I mentioned, Warren Buffett, I think that's where he made his money.
Yeah, that's where he made his money. Yeah.
He was the richest man, I think, for a long time.
Yeah, for a real long time. Yeah.
So
that's where all these millionaires and billionaires make their money.
money from.
Yeah, that's where they make it from.
Yep, they do. I mean, they, like you said, diversify.
Diversify your real estate portfolio.
I'm sure. Amazon.
Amazon is the
Bezos,
same.
he's all over the place.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he's all over the place.
Absolutely.
Really, when you think about
He's
it,
not paying taxes.
yeah, real estate is the way to go, because really, when you think about it, Burger King, it's not really about burgers. It's
Nope.
about real estate.
Yep.
They own every building
They do.
that they operate in.
CVS is not even a franchise.
Okay.
Look at CVS all over the country.
And so when we talk about reimagining American opportunities in 2019 and beyond, I think you could tell it's all over the place.
Stop looking at old opportunities.
There you
look for the future, okay? The future is where the money is, because real estate and investments are making people more millionaires than any other sector in the economy. So look at different ways.
Doc, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you have your last word, say shout out to your family, whoever you want to.
Man, that's put me in that corner again. So I just want to say, all the viewers, thank you for watching. Even though you never submitted questions, I know if you never submitted anything, thank you just for watching. And I hope you can pass on this information to your loved ones, or to your friends, and to whoever is within your community that really wants to make a lot of money, wants to look at different opportunities within the economy, wants to make financial independence for themselves and for their families. So make sure you pass it around. Knowledge is very powerful. Everything that is in this world is kept in a secret, and it's called knowledge. You have to seek for it. It's never going to come to you. But, I mean, we all learned today, and I hope that you carry it on to the future.
Thank you, Doc, again.
Right,
Thanks for coming, and I
having me.
hope to have you again. And I hope you will honor our invitation whenever you are called on.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll be around.
Hope you're gonna be around. That's for sure.
Hopefully, I'll be around.
Thanks for being with us. This has been an O'Brien edition.
Yeah.
And welcome back. We hope to see you next week, same time, on A2 TV. Thank you.
Thank you.